I am beyond nervous. It's much different going and playing in the canyons. It's very relaxed. And you come to a track and we look around and there's some really nice cars here. You could tell that there's some experience floating around. And to be a new guy coming to an event like this, it's a little nerve-wracking. What did it take to get to this event? It took a little bit of work on the car. I went through and for the most part cleaned it up, took it to the shop, had some oil changes in transmission, nut and bolt check on the whole car, made sure everything was functioning properly, checked sway bars, just did a checkup on the car to make sure that nothing would fall off. Beyond that, painted the bumpers, painted the wheels, finished wrapping the wing, worked on getting the appearance of the car completed. Though I am nervous, I'm also excited because it's a new chapter. It's coming to a racetrack, it's experiencing a car at its limits, being able to drive at its speed, not have to worry about canyon roads and do it safely. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I think my father would be stoked to see the car at an event like this. Unfortunately, he's on a across the US road trip right now, and we've been keeping in touch along the way as I've been doing work to the car, but he's very excited to see the car take on a new path and back at the track. Today we'll be doing the autocross, speed stop, and road rally. How did my first track experience go? Well, it was a healthy dose of a rude awakening. I need to work on my launches. I need to work on braking properly for corners, braking before the corner, not staying on the brakes and going around the corner, feeling the car push. And then also understanding what gear I need to be in from braking to accelerating. It was something I never really thought that could be this much. I've got a lot to work on. That's the biggest thing. The car ran actually really well. Didn't have any hiccups. I accidentally smoked the clutch a couple times on a couple takeoffs. Definitely smelt it sitting in the pits. A little embarrassing, but it happens. All in all, didn't even skip a beat. I'm happy with it. It just needs a better driver. As far as competition goes, you can think of it as a knife to a gunfight. I'm up against, when you look at the OPTIMA event here, there are really nice muscle cars built to go around corners, big horsepower. And as one woman nicely said, "Oh, look at the little Porsche." And I said, yes, the little Porsche. It does pretty well. Competitors have taken onto the car pretty well. I was a little shocked. They walk up, they go, "So what's the story? Like, what's going on with the car?" And it gives me an opportunity to explain that it's been in the family and the build process. And they go, "It's really nice to see it out here." And I look over and they're driving a big muscle car, big horsepower, and they're like, "That's pretty cool." So far I'm having fun with it. The speed stop challenge is very interesting. It's basically a drag race to a corner, around the corner, into a chicane, and then stop into a box that's 20 by 40 feet. Did I smoke the tires? Oh yeah. Did I blow a corner? Oh yeah. So it was a learning curve. So I just rolled into the first event completely cold and made a complete fool of myself. So I will be walking out across course to see what's going to be going on. How did today go? It was a massive piece of humble pie. As much as I would have thought I was a lot better at a track, there's a lot to learn from it. First run of the day was a 41-second run. Towards the end, I was able to get a 37.3, so I was able to knock off quite a bit of time off my autocross times. Hands down, that was my favorite event of the day. Learning how tires heat up and how the car slides, and learning more about how a 911 drives more than any other car. Letting the back end do the work to get around corners and steering. It was a pretty awesome experience to get to feel how the car reacts. I'm kind of getting addicted. You start off with a lot of different aspects of car racing on a track, and to get a taste for the whole realm of it, it's pretty appealing. The car is doing great. The whole day, I didn't overheat, nothing broke, transmission was working fine, which I originally thought it would be a little shaky. Tires held up, motor never really went above 210 degrees, which is great for an air-cooled, and I really have nothing to complain about. It did what it was supposed to. The people at this event are awesome, and actually during the autocross, they were showing me things to do. You know, how to take this line, or are you watering your tires to cool them down? What are you talking about? And got to learn how to cool down the tires, how to take better lines, you know, when they're driving through certain corners of the track, when they're shifting. You know, for the most part, well actually, for the whole event, everyone's been really nice and welcoming. I was a little surprised that I would be one of the very few German cars amongst a sea of American cars. I thought there would be a larger array of vehicles. I feel like for the most part, you see a lot of muscle cars that are built for the track, which is really cool to see. It'd be nice to see more import cars, maybe tuner cars, people getting involved with the event. I want to do a lot more racing. It just depends on what the better half says about racing more. I have no idea what my dad would say right now. I think a part of him will actually be really stoked. You know, he might get a little teary-eyed, I don't know, maybe. But for him to see the torch pass on, to see what he worked on from before, and now that I'm working on the car and driving on the track, what he originally did, I think he'd be really happy with that. And he'd be happy to see it continue on, and that it's staying in the family, and it's something that he did, that he passed on, and now I'm continuing with it. So that part, you know, there's a sentimental feature to it that is really inspiring. What do I do with my hands?